we're gonna make half-pound chocolate chip cookies. What are you even talking about? Let me show you. They're huge. 8 ounces of chocolate chip goodness. It's the only chocolate chip recipe you're ever gonna wanna make again. And it's very simple. It's very, very traditional. It's just some of the classic ingredients that you know and love from chocolate chip cookies. So 2 sticks of butter. I like salted butter. You can go with whatever kind of butter you want, but salted butter makes your chocolate chip cookies a little saltier, and I like that. Plus, when you get it on your fingers, it tastes delicious. You're now gonna add in 1 cup of dark brown sugar, pack it so it's the right amount, and then a 1/2 cup of white sugar. This gets all creamed together. You know when it's done, it like comes all together, right? That's the right texture. Now, 1 egg at a time goes in. Egg number 1. You see me mixing that with my left hand? Very impressive. Boo! I can do it with my left hand. I can do it with my right hand. I can do it with my left hand or my right hand. Now, ever so often, I will get a little offset spatula mixed down just to make sure that all the butter and all the sugar is getting mixed together. And you don't want to over mix, like you don't want to heat this up too much because that'll make your cookies spread in the oven. Okay, so salt, teaspoon of salt, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, tablespoon of vanilla extract. And I pour that right onto my baking soda and salt. So it kind of dissolves it in. Give that a little mix. You can also mix those dry ingredients into your flour if you want. You can for sure use your stand mixer, but I think it's just as easy to use that, right? Now, 10 ounces of chocolate chips. The only thing I do is almost all 10 ounces go in, and then I save just a couple of them to stud the top of my chocolate chip cookies with. What do you mean by that? I will show you soon. Okay. It's delicious. So, now you can see the chocolate chip cookies, or the chocolate chips are all throughout our cookies. So you're not gonna end up with ones that don't have chocolate chips in them. Portioning, you divide this into 6. If you want, you can scale it out, right? They end up being approximately 8 ounces each, but you can also just kind of eyeball it, right? You kind of put it into a circle. Look at that, right? And then you just kind of divide into 6. A little press. These cookies are approximately 4 cookies each. So if you wanted to, you could absolutely make these into just traditional size cookies. You just need to lower your oven temperature and your cook time changes, right? But as a giant cookie, this seems counterintuitive for the giant cookies. You raise your cookie temperature. You raise the cooking temperature by 25 degrees. So they kind of cook and have a shell on them on the outside, and then the inside kind of remains cookie batter. What? They're intoxicating. What I like about them so much is you can bake them ahead of time, you know, like day before, 2 days before, and then because they're so big, they don't dry out really fast. You can even reheat them in your oven. So you can take them, throw them into the oven for 5 minutes and pull them out. Because they're so big, they just seem like fresh baked cookies again. Now, we have our chocolate chip cookies. And you remember I had a few of these chocolate chips left over? This is called studding. And because I have like a little bit of the cookie batter on my hands, it'll make them so it doesn't feel like you actually studded. It'll feel like these are part. And you'll end up with chocolate chip cookies that have like whole chocolate chips on the top. Because otherwise, like, sometimes the chocolate chip part is kind of missing, right? You don't always see the chocolate chips. They're kind of in the center. right? You can see like little speckles, but not like chocolate chips. So I do a little studying. That's a food stylist thing. I had no idea, right? Now you're gonna always notice it. Now whenever you see a picture of cookies, you're gonna be like, wow, look at those little chocolate chips, perfectly placed. That is a food stylist trick. And I'll do like a couple like on the side so you see the shape of them. Gorgeous. 375 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes until the sides are very, very golden. The center is still gonna be a little bit blonde. Be gentle. They do need to cool a little bit, but I almost can't resist. There's something about the look of that like melted chocolate right there. Look at them. The center is still so tender, but the outside has that rippled, caramelized brown sugar flavor effect that you love. I mean, right there. I'm just gonna do it. This is for cookies, you guys. This is not for the faint at heart. What? Look at that. Road trips with a giant chocolate chip cookie where it's gotten kind of warm in the sunshine on your dashboard. It really just feels like the perfect combination of crunchy edges and cookie dough center. Dark chocolate and salt are best friends. Oh, that's the other thing. I use dark chocolate chips. You can use whatever kind of chocolate chips you want. You can use milk chocolate chips. You can use semi-sweet chocolate chips. But for me, I am only a dark chocolate chip person. Otherwise, it's too sweet. I'm a grown-up, right? A little bit. I'm saying I'm a grown-up as I am pretty sure there's chocolate all over my face. They're perfect today. They're gonna be perfect tomorrow. They're gonna be perfect when I heat them up in the oven for 5 minutes or throw them into the microwave for 30 seconds. Midnight, giant chocolate chip cookie, bad television. Is there anything better? You guys, thank you so much. This is really one of my favorite recipes to make and to share with you all. Please let me know what you think about a giant cookie. Do you want it to be even bigger? Is this big enough for you? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.